In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to model a turtle with nerves. And the fun part is we're going to use a lot of nerves commands that we just mentioned before, and we'll use the very basic nerve spheres and curves, such basic primitives like this, to finish this model. And I will start from the shell, and then the belly, and then I go to model the head, eyes, and finally I will finish the legs and tails. And that's it for a turtle model. So here we go. Alright, let's open a new thing and then go to a nerve shelf, create a nerve sphere, and just scale it up. Then rotate it along x-axis by 90 degrees, like this. Keep on scaling it until it looks like this big, and then you can scale it proportionally. For example, I'm going to scale it along its y-axis and along its x-axis, like this. And we only need half of the sphere. We don't need a complete one, so select the sphere and go to the history and type 180 under the end sweep. Okay, now the sphere become half, and let's rotate it along the axis about 180 degree to flip it. And then I think I might want to add some more spans here. So I go to spans and middle mouse button drag above the empty space here to add more spans. So maybe 8. So I can make the edge smoother. So now this shell got 8 sections and 8 spans, and I think that's enough for us to model the shell. Okay, so next I'm going to detach the surface to add maybe a hole here, and make another hole here. And this hole is for the head, and this hole is for the tail. Okay, so it is important to tell which side is the front side, which side is the back side. So look at the left lower corner here. I'm going to take z-axis and the positive z-axis as the front side. So that's where head will go. Okay, head will face to z-axis, and the tail will face to the negative z-axis. So this is for tail, and this side is for head. Keep that in mind. So for head, we need a bigger hole. Let's go to isopon mode and pick up one isopon around here. Release your mouse button. Okay. So we highlight an isopon here. And then go to surface, detach. To detach the surface and delete the small one, hit delete, and then we create a little hole here. Maybe I think it's still small. I'll do it again. I just pick up this isopon here and detach again. Alright, I think that's big enough for my head. Okay, next go to the back side and isopon, select one isopon around here highlight it and detach again. And of course, delete the extra one. So we got a smaller hole here and the bigger hole in front. Next, I'm going to project some curve on this shell to correct some other holes for legs. Okay, so I got to project curves on both sides, and that's easy. Just go to create a curve and create circle curve. So click this and move this curve outside from the shell. Scale it up, rotate it to 90 degrees. And then let's go to side view, like right view. And then move this circle to left, and still scale it up and find out a good place for the legs, the front legs. So maybe here is good. I will lower the circle a little bit and I will make it wider. So okay, so that hole won't be like a perfect round, perfect circle right here. Okay. Okay, and make sure the corner like this to avoid some future problems. Okay, and let's Control D to duplicate this circle. Move it aside around here. So that's for the back legs. Adjust the position before you start to project. And I think, okay, that's good for me. I'm going to project the curves on the shell. So let me select these two curves and then shift select the shell. Go to Surface, Project Curves on Surface, and check the dialog box. Make sure you're under the Active View Projection axis and everything kept in default. So just hit Project. Okay. Go back to Perspective View and check the lines on the shell. We got 4 lines on the 2 sides. 4 lines here. Okay. And as I said before, they are not real curves yet, but we can use them to trim the shell. With the trim tool. Okay. And before you trim it, you can still adjust the position of the projection. If you don't like the result before, you can still adjust it right now. Okay. Well, I'm happy with the result. So I'll keep on going. Select the shell and then go to Surface, Trim Tool, and also open the dialog box and make sure the trim tool is set to keep. So the place you clicked is where you want to keep. Okay, the area you click is where you want to keep. So there are 5 different areas on this shell, which is here, 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 and the shell itself. Okay. So I just want to keep the shell part and discard these 4 holes. So click on the shell and hit Enter. Okay. Now it trimmed the 4 other areas out. and we just keep the shelf. But actually, those NURB surface here, they are just hidden. They are not deleted. Okay. Let's clean up this thing a little bit. Let's open outliner, and these two curves, they are the curves that we just used for projection, but we finished that job, right? So I think they can be cleaned out, but I still want to keep them just in case maybe in the future I want to redo this model. I still need them, so I'll group them together and hide them. Select these two curves, Ctrl G, create a group and name it curves. I'll put every curves in this thing into this group. Okay. So select this group, Ctrl H to hide it. Now we can focus on the shell. Let's name it shell. And I think we need some decoration along the edges here to make it looks more complex. So I need like a tube and along the edges. So how do I create that? We can use extrude, but with extrude we need a curve which is used as the path, and we need another profile curve to act it as the profile of that tube, right? So how do I get these two things? Well, the profile is easy. Just create a circle. That's it. That's for the profile. But how about the path? Let's take a look at this shell. And if you select isopone, you can only pick the isopones around here. Okay, that's the, actually I'll hit 4 to go to the wireframe mode. You will see I can only pick up the isopones here and here, but I cannot select this curve here because it's not isopone. So what is that? This is called trim edge. Okay, so let's go back to object mode. Okay, and select this NURB sphere or NURBS model and right click on the model, and you'll see on the top left you see the trim edge. That's only for the models which is modified with trim tool. So you see a trim edge selection here. Pick that selection. Now you can select the edges which are created by the trim tool. But you can also select those edges belongs to the original NURB sphere. So actually to Maya, let's just drag a square selection area, and you'll see to Maya will look those areas, those edges, as the trim edges. So it's easier to select them. Just use the trim edge and then drag a selection box, and you will pick all the trim edges at the same time. Then let's go to curves, duplicate surface curves, and make sure under the dialog box, make sure everything is in default. Just click duplicate. So we got a lot of the curve sections around here. Okay, so here, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay. So we get a lot of sections, and then we are going to attach them together to make it a complete curve. So to do that, go to Outliner and select curve 1 and hold Shift. Click the last curve here to select all of them. Okay, and make sure you don't skip anyone. You select them all. Alright, then let's go to Curves, Attach, and go to the dialog box. Make sure you don't select Keep Originals, because I don't want the original curves left. I want to kill them. Okay, I just want to keep the latest one. So click off the Keep Originals. And everything keep that in default, but here I have to change the attach mode to connect. So the curvature won't change after I attach that. That's important for me. Okay. Then hit attach. Now we get a complete curve path here. Okay. This curve is the complete edge curve. Okay. Let's call it path, P-A-T-H. And we can just delete the other curves. Okay. Hit delete to clear them. And this is the profile for the tube. So name it profile. Okay. Now select the profile curve first. Shift, select path. Then go to Surface, Extrude. Click it. You can select the extrude surface and go to the history to change some settings. For example, fixed path, set it to on. Hit 1 in this blank and hit enter. And then use component pivot as the component pivot. Okay. And now the edge looks a little bit flat. It looks ugly. And let's rotate the profile to 90 degrees like this. And maybe scale it down a little bit. And every time when we see the face turns into black, we know that's because it is reversed. And that's easy to be fixed. Just go to Surface, Reverse Direction to reverse this nerve surface. Yeah. And you can keep on scaling the profile curve to make the thickness, to adjust the thickness for the edge tube. And I think that's enough. Yeah. Alright. So we're almost done. If you're happy with the shape, you can delete the history of the edge tube here. But I will show one thing: if you don't delete the history, then if you don't delete the history and you select everything, include the profile curve, and you hit move, and see what happened. Okay. You'll get some errors because it still has, the tube still has the history with the profile. So if you move everything, that will affect the I don't know how to say that. That will affect the calculation between the curve, the profile curve, and the tube, and Maya will be confused. So it will make some error like this. So if you are pretty sure that's what you want, just delete the history for the model. Go to delete by type history and delete history, and then you can move them like this. And let's clean up the outliner again. So we'll put path and profile curve minimalist to drag that into the curves group to hide them. And that's the empty group node. We can delete them. Alright. Let me group these two models. Control G to make a group and call this group shell. And next, I'm going to model the belly part. The easiest way to model the belly is duplicate the shell model and flip it as the belly part and just do a little bit modeling. So for example, go to outliner and select the shell group. Control D to duplicate it. Let's name it belly. And rotate it along the axis by 180 degrees. And go to the front view. Now these two parts, they are overlapping together, so I'm going to move it, lower it a little bit until it touches with each other. Okay. And then scale it down a little bit, just a little bit. Go to side view. I want to make the bottom part a little bit flat. So go to Control Vertex. Select the vertex here and hit R to scale them along the axis. That will flat that part and move it up a little bit. And you can adjust the control vertex to make it looks round. How about front view? Oh, there's one thing I want to mention is the symmetry functions for modeling. Sometimes you want to model the shape symmetry, and when you model the right part, you want this part to be also modeled, to be also moved, but you can only move them at the same time, one by one. So how to activate the symmetry function? Just hold down W and hold down your left mouse button. You will see there's a menu, and on top is symmetry. Drag to symmetry, go to the sub menu, and here is the symmetry axis. So by default, the symmetry axis is along x-axis, and that's what we need right now. So I won't change the settings here, but I will activate the symmetry function. Release your mouse to activate. So you can see there's a symmetry object X showing up on the screen. So now let's select these two CVs here, and you will see on the other side, these two CVs is also selected. And when you move it, it will move also. So it makes us much easier to adjust the shape at the same time. Maybe I want to also flat this part. Move it up a little bit. Okay, go back to object mode. Go to perspective view. Let's see what happened. Maybe you want to still want this to be go back a little bit. Okay, I think that's it. about make it smaller and thinner. Oh, much better. Okay. So that's it for the shell right now. Let me turn off the symmetry function by holding down W and the left mouse button again. I go to the symmetry, drag to symmetry, and release your mouse button to turn off it. See, the text is no longer on the string. And that's the shell. Let's start to model the head. And we'll also create the head from the very basic number sphere. So click the number sphere icon to create the sphere and drag it out. Scale it up and rotate it 90 degrees. And I like to add some more spans for it. So let me open the history and put down maybe 6 or 8. 6, okay, 6 will do. Put 6 under the spans to add more spans for the sphere. Go to right view and place this sphere around here and scale it along the its y-axis, maybe like this. Okay. And next, go to isopone mode. Pick up one isopone on the sphere, and then go to surface, detach. To detach the sphere into 2 parts, delete the smaller part to make a hole there. So the sphere is now an open model. It's not closed because of this hole, and that's okay for us. Okay. Select these nerves and right click to go to the hole mode and select this hole so that you can select the edge, the vertex along the edges. So move it out, and actually we're going to right view to see it more clear, and then move this. This is the neck for the turtle. Just put the neck inside the shell, and don't worry about the intersection here because we're going to fix that in the future. And just keep on select the next shell and move it down, and also you can rotate the shell a little bit like this to follow the shape. Maybe scale it down a little bit, and this hole rotate to right like that. Okay, scale it up a little bit. Let's see how it looks. Okay, looks like a turtle's head, but it still needs some more details, of course. Okay. For example, we don't have enough isopones around here, so that looks a little bit rough. I can add more isopones by going to isopone mode and highlight isopones on the surface here, and then go to surface, insert isopones to add one more isopone here, and that makes us extra hole to add it. Also here we got a hole here, so if you move that hole out a little bit, okay, we solve the intersection problem. Okay. Select the hole inside the neck, scale it up until you don't see the inside of the shell, so it blocks your view like this. And if you still got the intersection problem, keep on moving those holes down or rotate it to avoid that problem. Okay, now it looks good for me. So that's the head. go to right view, go to control vertex mode. Let's move this control vertex down a little bit. This out, down. And I'm going to add some more isopons. When you do that, you have to do this very carefully. Otherwise, you will add too much isopons and make yourself too much control vertex to add it, and that will be a headache. So let me see. Maybe one more isopons around here. One more here. One more here. Hold down Shift. You can select multiple isopons. Well, I think that's enough for now. I don't know if that's too much or not. Let's see. Okay. So insert isopons. Okay. Then go to the control vertex. Okay. And then let's model the shape until it looks like a turtle. And this part will take some more time to make it looks better and better, so be patient. You can also go to the front view to check the front shape. Top view, check the top shape. Actually, under the top view, I want to make this part thinner a little bit, like this. This part wider. Turn on X-ray mode. See, is there any other civets that I can pick inside this part? Maybe this one. I'll try. Okay. So I'll activate the symmetry mode again and pick up this vertex and move symmetry. I mean, push it inside and then make it close to the center. And this part. Okay, we're going to make a turtle a mouth. So go to isopon. Add an isopon here around this area. Okay, and then go to detach, surface detach, and delete this model here. So we got a mouse, and this mouse looks open. Let's add the hole to make it close a little bit wider. Then add one more isopon around the mouse. Insert isopon. Because I want to give the mouse a little bit thickness. So this time select hole and select the hole on the edge. Push it inside. So we got a little bit thickness around here, and I think I'm going to move these two control vertex out to make the shape like this. Yep, better. Alright. So let me keep on modeling this part, and I still have the symmetry functions on. Yes. So let's see. I'm going to move this part out. I go to front view. Let me save my file, and I want to do an experiment. I want my eye socket a little bit deeper. So maybe I want to add one more isopon here, and one more here. And remember, you have to spread those isopons evenly, so the shape won't look too sharp. Okay, I will add two more isopons here. Go to surface, insert isopons. So we got more CVs around here. And go to X-ray mode. See which one should I pick? Maybe this one? No. Or yes? Okay. Let me try these two vertex. Push it aside. Yep. But I think that's too much. You can use your arrow key to pick up different control vertex on the surface. Up and down, and the left and right. But you have to spend some time to get used to it. Okay. And actually I don't like the shape around here. I need it to be pushed inside a little bit. But right now we don't have enough isopons. I think I have to add two more here. I go to isopon mode, add one more around here. Go to front view, hold down shift, and add another run isopons here. Okay. Let me do it again. Try your best to make them looks almost the same, at the same position. And then insert isopon. Go to control vertex mode, and now we have some control vertex that we can pick and shape this area. Yep, that's much better. I like this. Alright. The last thing for the head model is I'm going to move the seam from here to here. Okay. Because you should hide the seam to here. That's the last part that people will notice. So pick up this isoplane, go to surface, move seam. Okay, something's happened. Why? Let me do it again. Move seam. Here I got a red error message. See how it says. Okay. Nodes not uniform in V directions. Well, I think that's because we add two isopones and they are not symmetry. Not sure. So how about rebuild the model to see what will happen. Control A to open the attribute editor and see what's the spans UVs. It's the 12 by 10. Okay, I'm going to rebuild it. It's the same number. So surface, rebuild, reset, and here type 12, 10. So the 12 spans on U direction and the 10 spans on V direction, and then hit apply. Okay, that will rebuild the surface. And let me try again. But this time, the seam is no longer around here. Okay. You can still try it. Select the isoplane here. Go to surface, move seam. Yes, we can move seam right now. Okay. So if your seam is around here, some obvious area that audience will definitely see that, you have to move your seam away and to hide it to somewhere that people won't notice. For example, like the lower part of the head. So just pick up one isoplane and then surface move seam, and that will move the seam down to the under part here. Okay. So that's it for the head modeling.